Hey all, and this is the Pirates Plunder event. This is a Water Commander event and Arcane Killer. So I made up a few teams, one for the solos, one for the guild bosses, and then one for the Crusade. So the teams are quite similar, so I'm going to talk through the solo team first. Headstrong Sirens. This is quite a good card. It increases the damage dealt by all other cards, it seems. Plus it has that increases chaotic killer attack by 1600% for one turn skill. I'm not sure why it increases the damage of the other cards, but putting it on the team seems to do so, making it useful. Paris, Son of Priam. This is mainly to spawn power gems. You can see here, all standard attacks against the exposed weakness will create 3 water power gem 6s. That's a lot of power gems, that's why it's on the team. Uprising Coven. This is the Arcane Killer card for the killer skill. It increases self-damage and creates power gems. So it's sort of a hitting card, so to speak. One strategy could be to boost up the damage of this card as much as possible. Trojan Lovers. Again, has that expose a weakness skill, plus increases water commander damage. Helen of Troy just increases water commander damage. So it's a decent team on the solo bosses, but it's not so effective on the guild bosses. Well, this version of the team isn't anyway. So onto the relics. You may have just seen I made a slight change to the relics. I'm going to talk through them now. So the first relic, this is just for the shields. This breaks 4 arcane shields. This is the relic I got from the vault, the ultimate relic. This one breaks 2 arcane shield plus 1 per water commander ultimate hero on the team. So that's enough to break all the shields. And then a general water commander relic, another general water commander relic, and then Cater's bow. Well, ascended bow, should I say. This is really useful to have on the team. Increases attack by 47.1%. And that's actually really useful. A percentage increase is always better than a numeric increase, so to speak. So now onto the other teams. The main change with the guild boss team is I now have Fabled Sojourners on the team. The only reason this is on the team is to counter Blind, as Blind is really annoying on the guild bosses. It's not an especially good card, but it's there for that reason, and that's the only real change to the team. It's slightly weaker, even though the power is higher, which is kind of strange. Then for the Crusade, I can just put any relics on the team, and it's basically a variant of the first team, just with different relics, as you can see. So there we go, that's the teams I'm using. I'm going to show you what I got from the vault. I'm going to get the event deck tomorrow with coins. You will see why in the vault part of the video. Alright, so here we go with the vault. What I think I'm going to do here is go up to the tier with the guaranteed master hero. Then I'm going to look at how many coins I have and then decide if I want to get the deck if I don't already have it. But if I get the deck before then, I will probably stop. But let's see what I get first, and then I could decide from there. That's the easiest thing to do, I think. But that's definitely not the deck, is it? That's nothing. Right, so tier 2, here we go. That's a main hero. That's alright. It's not too bad anyway. It's not really what I'm after, but it's okay. It's better than the usual junk. Right, so this gives a guaranteed main relic. Let's see what else it gives. Here we go. Another silver hero. That's another main hero. And there's the relic. Right. So tier 4, here we go. Lots of random cards, but nothing especially exciting, unfortunately. That's another main relic. So now I should get the rare relic. And the guaranteed master on the next hero. Or should I say next tier. And then I have to decide what to do from here. Basically. Getting a lot of silver stuff. Yeah, this is proving to be extremely junky. I actually had more luck during the Slayer event. I got, I believe, an ultra rare on tier 2, but this is the guaranteed master hero. This is as far as I'm going because this is quite frankly a waste of gems so far. Hope I get something. That's the guaranteed master hero. There we go. That hasn't really helped me much. A main relic. I'm glad I don't spend real money on this game because I would be seriously annoyed by now. I mean, that is rubbish. That's really bad. Let's have a look at how many coins I've got anyway for the ultra rare. I can make the ultimate relic. I've got 27 coins, so just trying to calculate it in my head. I could do 2 tiers of the other vault. Then 2 tiers of the vault tomorrow. Might need to do 3 tiers, and then that would get me the deck. This is still an extremely expensive way to get the deck, though. I'm going to have to make do without event cards, or should I say the event ultimate form until tomorrow. Yeah, where's that skip button? We do not need to see this. Yeah, very, 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 very disappointing. I expect better than that, considering the amount of gems it costs to go that far. It's giving me a lot of keys. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's have another look at this. So I'm probably going to need to get a 3rd tier of this vault. Yeah, 36 that would give me, and then 2 tiers of the vault tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm going to buy 1 more tier of this. And tomorrow I'll just get 2 tiers. That will give me enough coins. That's a main hero. That's not too... Oh, that's a main relic, isn't it? Yeah. Not too exciting. Yeah, I've got a lot of main heroes. I don't know why I've got so many, but yeah, that's as far as I need to go now. And then 2 tiers tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be enough. That'll get me up to 42 coins. So no event deck until tomorrow, unfortunately. But I do have the ultimate relic. At least that's something. Right, so that's the vault done. Real junky vault. Not good at all, but never mind. Let's move on to the actual event. Alright, so here's the actual event. You can see it's been slightly updated with a map type screen. That's entirely up to you if you want to focus on Radiant or Umbral. Umbral gives twice as many trophies, but may be too hard for many players. So you need to decide that for yourself. I'm going to focus mainly on the Umbral map. I want to try and get as many trophies as possible. So the first thing I do is go to the Adventurers section at the bottom to see if there's any cards I can use. In this example there is. If there isn't a card that I can really use, then I use one of my friends or guildmates. The reason I do that is because it's very easy to run out of cards if you're playing Commander at a high level, so to speak. By that I mean spending ages in the Crusade. So yeah, always check the adventurers first. If there's nothing usable there, then pick a friend. You're always after a card that has the 300% damage and 600% HP for all water commander heroes buff. You can see that in the example here. So now onto the Crusade. Using these 3 cards spawns a ton of power gems and allows me to get through the waves without too many problems. There we go. You need to attack again, of course, but it spawns enough power gems to get you through anyway. That's the important part. Then hopefully we'll spawn enough power gems for the next set of enemies as well, but sometimes it doesn't, as it defeats them too fast. But yeah, you can see what I'm trying to do here. If I do get a boss, then I start using the other cards on the team. I don't need to use too many of them. I think something like this would probably be enough. Remember, the aim with Crusade is to try and get through it as quickly as possible. You may find a non-water team to be quicker, especially if you're using something like the jailers on your team. Or you might decide to use a fire commander team. As it's the first event in the season, there are not normally that many players with good water commander decks out there. I'm quite surprised at the deck I have here. It's actually pretty decent, especially considering I don't have the event ultimate form. Definitely one of my better decks anyway, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a bit weak. It might... No, okay. Yeah, it's still a bit slow, but it will get there in the end. Yeah, I might try a fire or dark team though. I can imagine many players this event are going to be using the jailers as its arcane killer. I'm deciding not to. I don't really want to use a multicoloured deck. I may, after I get the event ultimate form though, change this deck up a bit. This is a good starting deck though. It's getting me to where I need to be, which is what matters. Basically, it's allowing me to beat the Umbral map. Now, if you don't have a good team, it's worth checking the end boss by clicking on the little chest there. This example, the end boss just gives trophies. If you encounter Juggernaut though, you're going to get a solo boss. And if your team is not that good, you may want to quit out at that point and try again so you don't get stuck on the solo boss. That's a strategy I've seen it used a few times before, and it's quite an effective strategy actually. Worth considering doing anyway, that's for sure. Yeah, it's not that easy to get through these bosses or waves. I might change my strategy a little bit. It'll be a lot easier when I get the event ultimate form though, that's for sure. Right, so here we go. Let's use these 3 cards. They'll die on the next turn. Hopefully. It might be better just to use Trojan Lovers for the waves, actually, as this is a bit slow. Not sure yet. Need to try and find the fastest method for getting through the Crusade. I'm still kind of experimenting with my team. But anyway, that's got through the boss, which is the important part. And there we go. I'm going to claim the trophies, which is pretty decent, actually. You get treasure as well. I'll talk about that in a bit. There we go, that's the Crusade. I actually jumped up 2 ranks from that. So yeah, it does give pretty decent trophies. So I have an Umbral solo boss up. I have been focusing mainly on the Umbral map, but I may need to do some Radiant as well. The Umbral map isn't actually that difficult, but the Umbral guild bosses are virtually impossible. You need the event deck and a very strong team for those Umbral Guild bosses. The main problem with them is blind, I found. The solo bosses are actually considerably easier as they have fear on them. And fear can actually help you. So here we go with the solo boss. I'll show you what I mean. With the Gem Crush, the skills can regenerate if they've been wiped out by fear, which enables you to stack up the bonuses quite high. It'll make more sense if it works during this battle anyway. It won't work on the first turn. That's what to do on the first turn. Fill the grid with power gems like that, then just use the other 3 cards. Fear is removed as well. I'm going to try that match, see what that does. 2 high value gems on their own. I don't think it'll do too much. Now, it's a weak first hit. And now if you see fear, the skills will regenerate when hit by fear, which is always useful, but only if you get a Gem Crush. So watch now, you can see the 2 skills have been wiped out, then the gems crushed together. And now you can use the skills again. That's always good. So, yeah, if you keep using Helen of Troy, for example, you can stack up the boost to be quite high, and then hopefully get through the solo boss really quickly. But yeah, that's the general idea behind this deck. It works well on solo bosses, but guild bosses are really difficult. You can see the buffs stacking up. This is looking like a good hit. Yeah, there we go. And boss defeated. So yeah, solo bosses are pretty easy if you use a deck like mine. Even the Umbral bosses shouldn't cause you too many problems, as fear helps you out quite a lot. So now for guild bosses, well, let's have a quick look at the trophy values. That Umbral has a lot of health. This is level 2 and it has all that health already. That'd probably take me about 8 attacks, I think. I don't think that's worth it unless you have a very strong guild. However, you need to do the Umbral Crusade, and then moving on to the Radiant. It's actually quite a bit under half the trophies now. So yeah, they've not made it easy, that's for sure. I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to give the Radiant a go. There's no point in me hitting that Umbral on my own. I need a strong guild to be hitting it as well. Right, here we go. So yeah, this is the guild boss's team. Slightly different to the solo boss team. Unfortunately, quite a bit weaker. There's no fear either. First team match anything. Second turn, use these 3 cards like so. Third turn, smash the boss. Well, that's the idea anyway. This is more just to show the damage. But the trick is to make sure you match all the commander gems, but try and leave as many other gems out of the match if you can. It's very hard to do. I'll see if a situation arises where I can do that. Probably won't with this team, unfortunately. You can see the damage compared to the solo bosses is pretty much garbage. Fear really helps with the damage. I'm curious to see what sort of damage I will do when I have the event ultimate form. But I can't get that yet, unfortunately. So anyway, that gives you an idea. This is a good situation. There we go. Match all the commander gems, but leave 3 power gem 5s out. And then you can see the damage is quite a bit higher than what it was before. The other problem with this boss is it puts up armor, so now my hits are going to do nothing. Yeah, I don't think I need to waste any more time on this guild boss. This team isn't really suitable for it, but yeah, it gives you an idea of what the team can do to a guild boss. I'm not wasting all that time though, considering the amount of trophies it gives when I could just be crusading. So this is the Savage Seas section of the event. I don't really understand that. I'm just going to have a look at a few of the features. This is our team's upgrades, for example. That's what the ships now have. Then the rankings, by the looks of it, only the top 2 teams actually get rewards. And by the looks of this, there's 5 teams. So, yeah, if you're not in a top 2 team, you might not even get anything from this anyway. So it's sort of a dud event to a certain extent. I don't know, it's hard to say, but anyway, you can see there's a bunch of ships on the screen. They've got various defender skills. I actually think these are easier to defeat with my fire team, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, the problem with the water team is it takes a few turns to get the gems up. By then you've been hit by zombie. With this team though, I can almost one-shot it. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty close. Oh, that did kill it. I killed it in one go. Okay. So yeah, that's what the ships give anyway. I don't really know the purpose of these items yet, but I'm sure we will as the event progresses, I guess. So I'm going to go and hit that ship there as well, just to finish off this section of the event, but this time try with 1 key instead of 3 keys. I'm going to guess the ships level up as well as you fight them. It's all a bit confusing and a bit strange and doesn't really seem to give too many rewards, so yeah. I'm not going to be focusing on this part of the event too much. I think I'm just going to focus on Crusade and guild bosses. Not going to do ultimates either, as well with this team, or should I say my water team, it's going to be too hard. Yeah, I like my fire team though. So yeah, I just got participation rewards this time around. Lots of players hitting the boss like so, yeah. But that's the ship feature of the event anyway. It's up to you if you want to focus on this or not. It's not for me though, I don't think, by the looks of it. Alright, let's have a look at the event rewards. So let's start with the collection. A little bit disappointing. Potions. I mean, seriously? You can get potions from crusading, so why is this even a collection? Never mind, let's claim that last potion. I'm not sure what it is this time around. I think it might be a warden. I might be wrong though. It is a warden. Let's see what we got. Thorns. Well, that's an interesting battle skill. That's a really strange battle skill as well. Become unable to die for 1 turn. Yeah, that's a really strange battle skill. I've never seen anything like that before. There's damage immunity, revive, but become unable to die. I would like to try that in battle actually to see how that differs from a revive. And Thorns is actually quite a good defender skill as well, so yeah, maybe, just maybe, I'll consider upgrading that, as I do have a fire defense. And maybe later on, that will actually be my 6 pink star warden. So let's have a look at the news feed. Yeah, it explains it sort of here, but it's a bit confusing. At the end of the event, everyone gets a warden. And if you change guilds during the event, supposedly you can't get the rewards for that day. But if you're not in the top 2 places anyway, I don't think you get anything. So, yeah. Bit of a strange event, if I'm being honest. Well, here's the event ultimate form anyway. Creates 13 water power gem 7s. Upgrades all water power gems by 1 rank. A permanent increase to water commander damage. That's pretty good. It's arcane killer, so I can see many players using the jailers with this deck. I'm quite happy with the deck I have now, I think, or decks should I say. Slightly different variant for the guild bosses. Yeah, I'm just going to be focusing on solo bosses and the Crusade, I think. And as you can see here, I just need 2 more coins, then I can get the event ultimate form. Captain Jax. That dispels fear, so if fear's getting annoying on the solo bosses, you could just use that. And the ultra rare. Yeah, just the upgrade skill. Creates 6 water power gem 7s. That dispels blind, so it's more useful than the master hero in my opinion, but you really want both to create the ultimate form. And that's the end of this video. I hope that was helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you're struggling with the event, all I can say is try a different colour team. As it's the first event in the season, sometimes your water teams can be weaker than other colours, so maybe consider trying dark or fire if you're struggling with the event. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed, and thanks for watching.